I like to do simple stuff. I like to do basically anything that works. It's the absolute heart of this business. A lot of people think you're in the real estate business. You're not, because you can't buy any good real estate deals unless you have good leads, and lots of them. As Ian said, we generate anywhere from about 200 to 400 leads a month. The best times of the year for us are the fall and the summer. It's one of our major lead sources, and I'll kind of get into that. But the idea behind marketing is that if you don't have the leads, you don't have the deals. If you don't have the deals, you don't have any money. Okay? Go ahead. What? Oh, sorry. Keep going. Next slide. Okay. As I said, most important part of the business. It's really important with marketing, as Ian touched on earlier, to be consistent. If you start with your plan and you're starting out and you're saying, okay, I want to do one deal a month, and you look at your plan and you detail everything out, you figure it's going to take me 30 leads to find one good deal, then you got to back that out and say, okay, now what am I going to do to generate that 30 leads? There's a million different marketing sources. There's a million different ways that you can generate leads, but the idea behind it is to be consistent. You don't want that 30 leads on the first of the month, because by the time you get to that 30th house to take a look at it, they probably went with somebody else. So you want to be able to spread that out so you get one lead a day consistently throughout the month. You want to make sure that when you present yourself and you present your message to the people that you're marketing to, you want it to look very professional, but you don't want to present this corporate image that you're this very stringent corporation, or you know what I mean. You want to look professional enough that people believe that you have the money to buy, but not so much money as you're getting rich off of them. And that's what we've kind of looked at. Go back. We're going to look at the 3 M's of marketing. They are media, message, and what's the other one? Market. And then we're going to take a look at multiple fronts of attack, essentially hitting the same person time after time after time with different, from different sides, essentially. I heard one time that it takes 9 different touches before somebody will buy. They've got to see your product and they got to see your company 9 different times in 9 different ways before they decide, okay, I know this company, I know who these people are, I feel comfortable working with them. So that's what we try to do. Consistency, you want to make a plan and stick to it, obviously. One thing that I do, we've got about 5 different phone numbers coming into our office. We use them for different marketing sources, whether it's for buyers, whether it's for sellers, whether we just want to track how many leads we're getting from each different mailer or marketing piece. But essentially, they all come to one phone. They come to my cell phone. When it's busy, it rolls over into our office. But I pick up that phone every time it rings. I wish I could get a ring that was like a cash register, so that every time the phone rings, it's like cha-ching, cha-ching, But I haven't found that yet. But that's really what it is. When that phone rings, that's your lifeline. You got to pick up the phone every single time. If that's not possible, if you're working a full-time job, in another place, then have a message and set up a phone line with Skype.com is very inexpensive, and you can actually track the phone numbers that are coming in. There's a number of sources online that will capture the phone number as it comes in. I mean, it's even if it's a blocked number, so that if you miss the call and they don't leave a message, you can still call them back. But it's, that's really important to be able to get those people when they're ready to sell. Recording your leads and following where they're coming from. It's so vital. If you're looking at, even if you're only looking at spending a few $100s a month or a year on marketing, if you don't know where those leads are coming from, and all of a sudden, let's say you spend, like Ian, he spends $5 on this first deal, and to find this first deal, he makes $5,000. He says, okay, I'm going to increase my marketing. Now he takes $1,000 and he moves forward, does some other things, maybe puts an ad in the paper, he sends out a mailer, and he knocks on a couple doors. If he doesn't know where those leads are coming from, and he just has a pile of people that called him, later on down the line, you're not going to know when to spend your money when you want to make an increase. You're not going to know that that $500 that you spent in mailings got you no phone calls, so why would you spend it again? You want to use the money that you're using for marketing, use it effectively, and be really smart about it. So you want to record all the leads, and measure the results as time goes on. One thing that we learned is that you really only want to make changes about 4 times a year, because the real estate cycle is going to, you know, obviously be different each quarter. In the wintertime, it's kind of dead. But if you can look at things that, you know, if you know that you're sending out, you know, a certain number of mailing pieces to a certain group 3 times, you're hitting them once a month. In the first quarter, it might not work. The second quarter, it might. So, you know, you want to look at it over a longer period of time so that you can accurately gauge what's working and what's not. Professional versus corporate. Essentially, what it boils down to is, you know, professional, you want to dress business casual. You don't want to walk into somebody's home when you're making them an offer in a suit and tie. They're going to look at you like they're crazy. They're going to be very uncomfortable. You certainly want to look professional. You don't want to go in there with, you know, jeans with holes in them and, you know, sweatpants and, you know, beat up sneakers. But you don't want to go in there with a suit and tie. You want to look, again, professional versus corporate. Phone calls are coming directly to your cell phone or to a voicemail. Essentially, you just want to differentiate yourself as a real estate professional and have kind of a personal touch when you're dealing with a homeowner. Okay. All right. As we move into the marketing, regardless of what media you're using or how much money you have to invest in your marketing strategy, where you feel comfortable, how big your company is, whatever, there's 3 things you want to keep in mind. If these 3 things sync up, your phone will ring. If they don't, you're throwing money out the window. The first thing is your market. This is the segment of the population that you want to attack. In this business, I probably have a slide in here that details this, but in this business, there's actually 2 segments of the population that we attack. Number 1 are people that want to sell their home quickly at a discounted price. And number 2 are people that know somebody that wants to sell their house quickly at a discounted price. That second segment is so much larger than the first segment. That's where we spend a lot of time. We target those people that know somebody, and we offer them a little incentive. The second thing on here is the message. If your message does not connect with your market, forget it. You're not going to market a $500,000 sports car to somebody that makes $25,000 a year. It is ridiculous. It's a waste of time. So you want to make sure that you're going to appeal to the benefits that you're providing to that motivated seller. You're going to help them find a place to live. You're going to help them find an apartment. You're going to hold their hand through the process. This is going to be a quick process. They don't need a realtor to hold their hand and take their 6%. There's a number of different things that you want to touch on, and you want to build that credibility with them. These are, it might be that they're ashamed of the way their house looks. Look, I'm not going to parade 50 people through your home. You're not going to have to show this distressed property to 50 different people walking through your house. And, there's a number of hot points. But the idea is get the message to meet the market. And the third is media. This is mailers, TV, radio, buses, billboards. There's a million different ones. Internet. You're not going to put if you've got a great ad to a specific market and nobody in this market has computers, you're not going to put it on the internet. It's that kind of situation. So if you can match up these 3 items together, you get something that is really synchronized and really effective. Yeah, we touched on that. Go ahead, next one. Yeah, okay, I'm going to go back to message just a minute here. The more simple the message, the better.